Hello, beer viewers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets, sharing some Lambic with the missus on a nice late summer's evening. And yeah, she's a lover of Lambic, and I've got a lot of Lambic, and with the twins and everything, now she can finally drink again, them being born, or not a lot, of course, but she can have a glass. So once in a while, it's awesome to share some of these great Lambics with her because she really loves them. So I just asked her, "What do you want?" And then I mentioned some of the fruit varieties I had at the moment, and one of them was rhubarb. And she was like, "Yeah, I'd love to try rhubarb lambic." So we're drinking a bottle of Bofkont Raspoetin from 22. I was lucky to get the pack that they released for the summer, and we're diving through them. You could age them longer. I mean, they've been 1 year in the bottle, or yeah, almost 1 year in the bottle, and they can age and last longer and whatnot. But I was told by a few lambic geeks, friends of mine, that they think that the Bofkont lambics with fruit doesn't necessarily need age, and they're better fresher because they're a bit more vibrant and fruity. Uh, at least in their experience. It really depends on also what it is. Like something like rhubarb or elderflower makes sense to drink fresh because it's more delicate flavors, whereas maybe something like a cherry will last longer. And that also depends on what you want. But I was recommended to drink them somewhat fresh, so we're just plowing through some of them. But yeah, so Rasputin here, I've already had this. I had a taste of this at MBCC this year, and it's basically a goose because it's a blend of 1, 2, and 3-year lambic with 3 varieties of rhubarb in it. And it says that because of the dry summer in 22, there is a natural salty taste to the lambic, so a slight salinity. I love that. Look at that. Can you see that? The new artwork. Well, you can on the layer footage. I love that new piece of artwork with a back of like a chateau or something with a cat and dog and bottles. It looks like old times when lambic was big. Well, it's getting bigger. I mean, it's not massive, but it's really had a huge renaissance, and there's many more producers and newer producers coming up or starting. So we got it poured in the glass, and the head fizzed away instantly, signifying that this might be a slightly highly acidic blend. We'll see. I can smell rhubarb from here, though. It's just like the elderflower that was so vibrant. Unfortunately, I think that it was a little bit lacking in the taste, but let's see with this one. I really liked this a lot when I had it at MBCC, but I was not sober. But yeah, it's got a nice carbonation. It's very pale golden. It looks a little bit more orange, like sherry-like or something like that on camera, but it's more of a pale, lightly golden yellow in real life. The head that was there, fizzed away quickly, was white. Let's check out the aroma here. Oh, this is hard to swirl. Let's do it like this. On Rasputin by Bofkont from 22. Oh yeah, really nice oaky funk, and like almost it reminds me of really of summer, and it reminds me of Danish porridges with milk. So you'd often have, or just like strawberries and milk, or strawberry porridge and milk, and strawberry rhubarb porridge and milk. It's really what it reminds me of, because there's a interesting nuance that just reminds me of a milky creaminess. Maybe that's like creamy woodiness, creamy oak. I sometimes get like caramel nuances from oak. Um, yeah, it smells really nice, really vibrant rhubarb. I've only had like one other lambic with rhubarb, and that's Nath from Cantillon. And I think when I had a draft version of that, really fresh in Brussels when I was there with my girlfriend last year, and it seemed a bit more intense on rhubarb actually than this, although there's a lot here. But it's that like fresh green pickled rhubarb flavor, but also vibrant rhubarb. Reminds me also a bit like of trifle, which is a dessert with rhubarb, cream, and like some kind of biscuit type thing, I think. And then nice lambic nuances too with some funk. Let's try it. Cheers. That's really, really nice. That's really good. The acidity is there, but it's not like it builds a little bit, but it's not as high as on the elderflower. And I definitely think the rhubarb really shines. There's loads of fresh rhubarb. It's really summery and springtime like. Like these delicate fruits, using them in lambics, I've heard it's hard, but they just scream like Danish summertime to me, and this really does. Just that. Oh, there's so much rhubarb. really refreshing. But it's such a delicate flavor, but it really suits the Lambic too, because then the Lambic also gets to shine. There's definitely like musty, slight funkiness. It's not like really intensely funky. That might grow a little bit if you age it, but it has a sharp acidity without it being too much. That could also definitely develop, I'd imagine, with age. And I totally see the salinity on the tip of your tongue and on the sides of your cheeks. It squeezes, like you can feel a squeezing sensation of like a salinity, especially also like a little bit on the lips. Yeah, really reminds me of like rhubarb and fresh milk, and rhubarb, strawberries, and fresh milk, with maybe a little bit of sprinkle of sugar, or rhubarbs and like milk or cream. I think cream is more common, but a lot of people here will like do half cream, half milk. It's a classic summer dessert. It's really simple. It's just really fresh, great products with milk and cream and sugar, and sometimes even not sugar. Depends on, I guess, the family, or the porridge route. It's a similar type thing, in flavor. But I think it's maybe more the fresh fruit, because the porridge is like strawberry porridge or rhubarb porridge is a bit more compote-like, marmalade-y, jammy, because this tastes more like vibrant, fresh fruit, vibrant, fresh rhubarb. And it also really, really reminds me of a rhubarb hard-sucking candy you can get in Denmark. I don't know what they're called. It's yellow and it's like slightly elongated and it has red stripes. And they're often in these like hard candies, bonbons or whatever you want to call them, like a mixed pack with different ones that your grandparents would always have. My grandparents always had this like box of like hard sucking candies, bonbons with lots of different, there's like apple flavor, cherry flavor, whatever, like different fruit flavors. And then there was a rhubarb one. It reminds me a bit of that too. It's quite nostalgic actually. And then there's like that creamy oakiness, slight vanilla, and soft, subtle funk, but really beautiful rhubarb flavor. Such a nice summer drink. Oh my God. If you were sharing this with people as an aperitif for like any kind of food, like for like when the guests arrive, have this maybe with some fresh oysters or some kind of like nice little seafood snack type thing would be awesome, I think. This pairs with anything like delicate and nicely flavored, I think. I think seafood would be a good pairing, but also with dessert. Trifles, trifle, whatever it's called, or just like rhubarb, strawberries, and cream. Really damn good, this one. I think she'll love it. We'll see what she thinks. My girlfriend, that is. Grade? That's fucking great. 93, 94, 94? I mean, I think I've scored net around the same, and I think they're somewhat similar. This has maybe more depth because, I mean, there's both like that bright, fresh rhubarb thing, and I talk about hard candies. There's maybe even pickled rhubarb. There's lots of layers, which is probably because they use different varieties of rhubarb. I don't know if it's different varieties in Nath, but it's also hard to compare when you don't have the beer right in front of you. But I think they're somewhat similar. I would probably score them around the same if they're like fresh and on this level of enjoyment with nice, vibrant flavors. But I think actually with age, it really fades. I think we did a blind tasting where I couldn't taste that it was with rhubarb, the Cantillon Net we tried blind. So I think with rhubarb, it's probably something you want to drink fairly fresh to get that vibrant flavor. But yeah, really damn good. Awesome summer drink. So get yourself some Bofkont Raspoetin if you can. Etre Gourmet actually recently had a lot of bottles for sale, and they weren't sold out when I checked the day after. So maybe there's still some. Go have a look, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is awesome. Looking forward to see what my girlfriend thinks of this one. So if you guys had a Raspoetin, the 22, or any other vintage for that matter, let me know. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and delicious rhubarb lambic. And see you guys in another beer review.